Welcome to Raunchy Power Hour, a book club for discussing romance, from the erotic to the erroneous. As always, this is an explicit podcast and contains strong language, adult themes, and sexual content. If you are sensitive to these things, we urge you calmly but sincerely to turn off your radio now. Welcome to Tipsy Fanfic Night, Part 2. Go ahead and grab a snack and a drink, unless you're driving, of course. Today, we are reading Hogwarts School of Prayer and Miracles by Proud Housewife. This is the second part of our reading of this fanfic.
I'm your producer, Ashlyn, and I have what's left of a Dr. Pepper and rum, and then I'm going to be switching to water, because this is episode 3 that we've recorded today. Oh my god!
And I'm still drinking wine, but I have to get up early tomorrow.
Okay, I'm going to do an impression that has nothing to do with the fanfic that we are reading, but I need you both to guess what it is. Okay, you ready?
Okay.
Yeah.
Why is it not picking it up?
Oh my god. There's a cartoon. It's the most annoying little character.
Bro, y'all know what this is?
Sorry, I need you guys to know that, Lord, when you started this, I thought this was a bit. Randomly, the intro to Wait, Don't Tell Me came on. And I thought it was like a medication ad, and I did not hear anything of what you just did.
The yellow fucker.
Oh my god.
That's from WebKids, dude.
Yes.
Welcome to the curio shop. Hope you find what you're looking for.
Dude, that is a flawless Zingo impression, if I do say so myself. Anyway, I'm drinking the pulled together remnants of a raspberry mojito that I've made, which is mostly water at this point because I was too lazy to make another one.
So
now get ready to get raunchy or whatever.
So before we jump back into reading, do we want to re-divvy some of these roles so that you have more speaking parts, Lauren? I don't know if you're going to get screwed now that Snape has been introduced, but...
Yeah.
Well, we have Dean Thomas in this next chapter, so I can take his ass. And then let me take a glance.
Why don't you take Ron or Hermione off of Ashlyn?
Or why don't you take
Dean Thomas is in the next two
Harry so that Sydney isn't speaking to herself 90% of the time?
True.
Yo, Dean Thomas kind of out here though. Let me be Dean Thomas.
Hey, you can be Dean Thomas.
Okay.
Oh my god.
Who's narrating?
I'll narrate.
Ashlyn begins.
Let me get my 2 out for this chapter. For this readathon. Okay. We're starting on chapter 8. Woohoo.
Whoa.
Refreshing honesty. Sydney, you gotta lock in, babe.
I'm so sleepy.
Author's note. Hello, friends. Things have finally calmed down a little bit. Oh my god.
A little bit.
Author's note. Hello, friends. Things have finally calmed down a bit here at Fort Parsons, and I am so excited to share with you. Oh god, my mouse is in the spot. This is 8.
No, that's the right chapter. It's the right chapter.
Oh, sorry, I was a chapter ahead.
God, Lauren. I'm so excited to share with people. We promise we get it together at some point.
So drunk, dude. We're
And I'm so excited to share with you all another new chapter. One thing I would like to talk about, though, many people have been calling me a misogynist. That means woman hater. Friends, I do not hate women. I am a woman.
I'm drinking.
Now, what is it I have done to have people calling me this? Well, apparently, it is saying that women are loving and nurturing and good. Right. How hateful. I'm just a big, mean, old bigot, huh? Wait, wrong. This is not a bigoted thing to say at all. Now, it is certainly true that what is written in the Bible about women was used as an excuse to actually be hateful to women. And that is terrible. And there are some people out there who think all women are stupid or less than man. Friends, this is not what I believe at all. I believe that women have special gifts that are no less than man. In fact, I think that if womanly virtues were respected more, the world would be a much better place to live. And any of those so-called Christians who hate women and think women are stupid and worthless than men.
That's a drink.
And that God doesn't respect us, well, they will all get very serious talking to from a certain housewife. Now, does that sound misogynistic to you?
I got vague Peggy Hill vibes from King of the Hill from that.
True.
That was good. I kind of like Proud Housewife. She kind of rocking.
Mm-hmm.
Just wait.
She'll reel it back in.
She will.
I like her.
I'm just gonna lay here, guys, and just listen to this audio format.
Perfect.
Just skip her parts.
No. Oh wait, I'm the main character. Fuck.
You are. Harry Potter walked nervously over to the table of Mr. Snape. The other little ones wearing red and yellow hats did the same. Mr. Snape silently stood up, and he motioned with his head for the boys and girls to follow him, and he sauntered out of the Great Hall. Oh, God, Lauren. I just always know it's you. My God. Oh, Lord. He let sauntered. He led them into a small classroom with a few desks in it. He silently motioned for the little ones to sit down at the desks. They did. He stood up at the blackboard in front of them. Lauren!
Is that me?
You? Yes!
Oh, fuck, sorry. Hold on, let me prepare for my role.
I made that Snape impression. I'm so excited.
Welcome to Hogwarts School of Prayer and Miracles.
Treated the older but still handsome in a dignified, rugged way amicably.
What I lost my place? I don't know where we are.
The ones all sat in respectful attention.
I think I found it.
No, I'm so glad. So, you all have chosen the Gryffindor hut.
Mr. Snape queered. Queered, and he raised his eyebrows. Yes, Mr. Snape. Horace all the students together.
Oh, yes, Mr. Snape. I finally.
Oh my God! Oh my God!
My Kindle's that small, so I was having technical difficulties.
Listeners, we don't lock it. I'm so sorry.
Well,
Mr. Snape said, and he drew his tall, strapping form up to its full, impressive height.
I think she just has the hots for Snape.
I was gonna say Gracie and Parsons kind of got it. Like she gets it.
She gets it. Hey.
I would like to say that you are choosing will make you happy, or that your lives will be easy, but I will not lie. There are dark forces in the world, and they do not like Christians. Drink.
There's going to be so many in this. Oh my god.
Mm.
And when I say Christians, I mean Gryffindor hats. They love the Hufflepuff hats because the Hufflepuff hats believe everything these people say and slap the label Christian. Drink. On to that philosophy. The Hufflepuff hats made it easier. The Ravenclaw hats these people claim not to like, but then they pretend that the Ravenclaw hats extremism applies to all Christians, so the Ravenclaw hats help them drink.
Harry frowned confusedly. After the Reverend's acceptance of all of the hats, he wondered why Mr. Snape was addressing things so directly. He found Mr. Snape's honesty refreshing, but he also wondered, was the honesty also combined with the hate for others that he had seen in Draco's hat? He thought the other hats were wrong, but he did not want Mr. Snape to hate them for being wrong. He wanted to help them.
Is this Snape?
Yeah.
And then, of course, is the Slytherin hat. The Slytherin hats will tell you we are all on the same side because they agree with Gryffindor hats on some things. But do not be fooled. Their leader is working with Voldemort.
A shocked, horrified gasp echoed throughout the classroom. Harry slapped his hand over his mouth in an attempt to contain his horror, but he was still shocked. His new friend not only worshipped a goddess, but he was also now in cahoots with Voldemort. The little ones all gasped again. Why? This time,
randomly gasps again.
This time, they were even more horrified. From the back of the room, a clean-cut, respectably dressed young boy raised his hand.
Oh my god. Yeah, but what about the Constitution?
Constitution! So good!
The Constitution!
Dean Thomas questioned articulately.
Doesn't he care about the First Amendment?
Okay, Goofy, go off. Mr. Snape shook his head sadly.
I'm afraid not. And Voldemort is working through him and using them all. Before long, all our freedoms will be gone.
Dean Thomas raised his hand again and queried coherently.
But why does Voldemort hate Christians?
Drink.
Going from the Snape to the Goofy is like the most brutal torture to my vocal cords. Oh shit, we have to drink again.
Sydney is like lagged a full 30 seconds behind the conversation.
Yep. I'm okay, guys. I don't think you are. I am.
So not.
This is as good as I get. I think you got speaking parts next chapter, so log in. I do. I'm reading the whole thing, so. Oh, I dropped my microphone. No one knows.
Mr. Snape responded tentatively.
However, he is on the move, and he is gaining power. And we Gryffindor hats may be the only ones capable of stopping him.
Harry was nervous, but he clenched his fist determinedly. He was scared, but he was ready to face this evil. Author's note, lessons!
Cheers.
Oh gosh.
Tastes just like the blood of Christ. Yeah, do, sister. Hey, Sydney, how about you narrate this one? I think that was the plan.
Good.
I'm going to apologize ahead of time, everyone. I'm so sorry.
Oh, Lord.
I'm not. I'm excited.
Hello, friends. I apologize for how long it took to get this chapter out, but I have good news. Starting tonight, I'll be taking a beginner's writing course at a local community college. Through all the hate from evolutionists, feminists, and romantists, there's been some legitimate criticism of my writing skills. My mother did her best, and she certainly did teach me a lot, but Grandma was not an area of her expertise. It'd taken some convincing the hubby wasn't sure if I had time to get everything done. If I started taking these classes, I've written up a schedule, and I think we can make it work. Smiley face. One week into the school year... Stop laugh!
Sorry.
Don't laugh at me!
It was just the really long pause that got me.
I don't like you! Sorry, all I can think is... I see the 1 week into the school year, all I can think is the Nando thing from... What We Do in the Darkness, and they're like, you're not human. What? No, I am. See, 1 week since you looked at me. I know only a few people may know that, but it's okay. All right, here we go. 1 week into school year, Harry was gradually starting to get used to the everyday routine at Hogwarts School of Prayer and Miracles. Drink time. There was breakfast in the Great Hall every morning, and then there was prayer session led by the Reverend. The Slytherins went to have their own prayer sessions in their own way. The Hufflepuffs and Ravenclaws prayed with the Gryffindors. The Hufflepuffs complained about the Reverend's quote in the Bible, and the Ravenclaws complained about the Reverend didn't seem to really hate sinners. He just hated sin. After the prayer session, the little ones all went to their classes. There was regular math and English classes, of course, although the way of their higher caliber... What? Sorry, I gotta reread that. After the prayer session, the little ones all went to their classes. There were regular math and English classes, comma, of course, dash, although they were of higher caliber than one would find in a public school. Then there were Bible studies and Christian history. There we go. Guys, I'm so sorry. That is written so weird.
There were like, I want to say 4 or 5 mentions of prayer in that.
Yeah.
It's gonna be like 1 minute of silence as we catch up and drink.
That was so weird. After that was lunch in the Great Hall. After lunch, there's more classes about American history. We are in America. Constitutional law and the missionary training. After these classes was dinner in the Great Hall, in which the students had a free time. It was just such dinner that Harry was eating now. He was sitting with his new friends, Hermione, Ronald, and Dean Thomas.
Oh, fuck yeah, Dean Thomas, get in there.
Oh, yeah, Dean Thomas. This food is certainly delicious, Harry observed gratefully. He was savoring a bite of perfectly roasted chicken.
It really is.
Dean Thomas concurred intelligently. It was just class respectfully today. He was wearing a buttoned-up shirt and clean blue jeans, and his hair was neatly combed. Hermione nodded in agreement, and the yellow bow she had tied her hair back with bounced up and down. Ronald grinned widely, but remained silent as he shoved another handful of deep-fried Brussels sprouts into his little mouth. Ronald ate breakfast and lunch with his family, but he was eating more and more dinners with these Gryffindor friends of his. It never ceased to amaze him just how nice they were to him, even though he wore a different hat. A little unconditional friendship can really get along in a person's heart. It was then that a bunch of beautiful people with wings wearing glowing white robes swooped in through the Great Hall's huge windows. What? Yellow halos hovered over their heads, and they wore brown leather satchels around their shoulders. Gracefully reached into their satchels and gloriously flung envelopes down distance below. Oh my god, the angels delivered the mail!
The owls are now angels.
The owls are now angels, guys. That's kind of amazing.
That was the drunkest you've ever sounded.
What?
That's kind of amazing.
Kind of amazing.
I hate you both. The mail's here.
The mail's here.
Oh no. 1 minute, my font got big again. I can't read it. D. Thomas observed accurately, and he shielded his eyes with his hand and gazed upon the wonder. Harry propped his chin up on his hand and dreamily watched these magnificent postmen distribute their wares. He did so love to look at the angels. He was surprised when a letter fluttered down to him, and he laid it lightly on the table in front of him. He had never gotten a letter before. He smiled innocently at the angel who had delivered it, and the angel waved back.
Oh, well, gosh, would you look at that?
Dean Thomas uttered fluently.
You got a letter, Harry.
With excited hands, Harry broke the seal and took out the parchment that was inside the envelope. He laid it out on the table and saw the familiar, slanting, tidy handwriting.
I can read it.
Oh, wait.
Hagrid.
Yeah.
Dear Harry, how are you enjoying your first week at Hogwarts? I hope you are enjoying it a lot. How about you come over for tea this evening after dinner, and you can tell me all about it? Hagrid.
Harry smiled as he folded the letter and put it back in the envelope. Good old Hagrid.
What does it say, Harry?
Hermione questioned shyly. She had played with one of her smoothly lovely curls.
Ugh.
Hagrid wants me to come over for tea, Harry reported excitedly. Would you all like to join me?
I'd love to.
Hermione replied sweetly.
Well, sounds like fun.
Dean Thomas responded eloquently.
Could I come?
Ronald asked tentatively after he had swallowed his Brussels sprouts.
No, you piece of shit.
Harry, Hermione, and Dean Thomas exchanged knowing looks, and then Harry answered kindly. Of course you can. Ron smiled gratefully before he gone back to his Brussels sprouts. When dinner finished, Harry got to his feet, and then he declared boldly, "Let's go." Author's note. Lessons.
When did Harry become a fuckboy? What's happening?
It just kind of happened. He went from murderous child to fuckboy. Also, okay, I keep thinking about if this author is a troll or not. And, like, she's referencing other books. So, like, because Dean Thomas is not, like, a big character throughout the books. And she's also missing the final three. But it's kind of, like, written like she doesn't know that those three are, like, the big three. And she's just inserting another one, you know?
I was thinking something similar. Like, the owls delivering mail. Like, either to me, it feels like she either watched the movie, like the very first movie, and is like speculating everything else secondhand from like a Wikipedia, or like truly, you're right. This is a troll. Sorry,
a trail.
I was still thinking about the mail. She's a troll, and she has read the books, and she's deliberately omitting information or changing it around.
Maybe, but I also don't know, because people are so easily able to fake it on the internet nowadays, because you are able to look up things so easily.
That's
Do you
true.
know when this was originally published?
2014, I'm pretty sure.
Say that again?
But I thought it was 2014.
Okay. I think that was around the time that movie came out with One-Eyed Moody. So I'm wondering.
Not one-eyed. Bad
Moody.
eye.
Oh, yeah, you're right. No, I'm dyslexic, so it's one-eyed. You only did have one eye, so it's okay.
Oh, Lord.
Yo. y'all ready for this?
Yeah, whose turn is it to narrate? Is it me?
I think it's me.
It's
okay, sick. It's so sexy. Get it, Lauren.
I feel like I'm about to pass out.
Me too.
Did you wait like 4 more chapters?
Free real estate.
I'll try.
What the fuck? Oh, God.
Hello, friends. Sorry this chapter took so long to post, but the instructor of my new writing class was kind enough to proofread it. I didn't take all of his suggestions, but I liked most of them, and I hope the wait was worth it. Oh, another thing. A few good intention, but misguided readers have expressed quote-unquote concern about my asking my husband's permission to take a class. Friends, it is not long ago that I would have thought the same thing. Culture told me that wifely submission was demeaning, and I believed it. All I will say is this. Read Created to Be His Helpmeet by Debbie Pearl. Life and Marriage Changer. Drinking.
Say that again?
His Helpmeet? I've never heard of that in my life.
Should we look that up and see if this is a real book?
What is a helpmeet? Like,
I don't like it.
Created to Be His Helpmeet
by Debbie Pearl.
Created to Be
Created.
His Meet. Yep, it's real.
Damn.
Of course it's real.
Has
Next
sold
book we
over
read?
500,000 copies in 12 languages.
Shit. Next book we read.
Uh-oh.
What?
On the Reddit Duggar's a Snark, they talk about this book. It's tagged Vomit Hazard.
Oh no.
What? Yikes.
I love the internet.
I do too. Hagrid lived in a lovely little house on the edge of the Hogwarts campus. The little ones arrived right on time, and the delicious smell of tea and cookies was wafting outside. Smiling in anticipation, they knocked on the door. Hagrid opened the door, beamed down at them. Welcome, Harry. I'm so glad you could come, and you brought your friends. Harry? What?
Lauren, you can't see her. She gave a 1 second. She unplugged her mic.
Oh, rip.
It's not going back in.
Silencio. The spell put on the Raunchy Power podcast.
Silencio. I won't say no.
Oh, fuck. Everything is falling apart.
Lock in. Come on.
All right, Harry. You're lying.
I did say it. You didn't hear me. I said, indeed I did.
Oh. Harry said and gestured to the upstanding young fella to his left. Oh, God.
This is Dean Thomas, a Gryffindor hat.
Oh, you pleased to meet you. Dean Thomas said intelligently. Hagrid smiled at the little one, impressed.
This is Hermione, another Gryffindor hat.
Harry said, motioning toward the girl on his right. Hermione smiled shyly and waved. Charmed, Hagrid waved back.
I love this. And this is Ronald.
Harry said. Ronald looked up sheepishly from where he stood behind the trio. He could sense that Hagrid was truly a man of the Lord in a way that no one in his family, or perhaps the entire Slytherin hat, was. To be in the presence of such piety was humbling for a little one such as this. Hagrid noticed the green and black hat, but didn't comment. Instead, with true mercy and compassion, he opened the door wide to all of them. Glad to meet all of you. Please come in. The 4 little ones filed in. The inside of Hagrid's house was tastefully decorated. The curtains were plaid, the walls were wood, and a bare rug covered the floor in front of the fireplace. Mounted above the mantelpiece in a place of pride for all to see was a moose's head, because beheading animals is truly what we do in the Word of God. Oaken table in the center of the kitchen was set for 5, and the kettle on the stove was just starting to sing. Actually, you know what? Low-key, maybe she did go to a writing class, because, like, she's finally describing like scenery and like has like sensory details.
But also, how did he know there'd be 5 people when he only invited Harry?
That's so true.
God told him.
God said, "Thou shalt set the table for 5."
Me when I'm at my surfing job tomorrow.
At 9 a.m. you're gonna roll up and be like,
"Thou shalt set the table for 5."
Like, hey, can I get a table for 3? And you'd be like, oh, actually, I can't set the table, but I know someone who can. And then you'll look up to the sky and then yell and be like, Lord, set this table.
Sydney, how'd you get fired from your surfing job?
Well, you see, I tried to call upon the Lord and asked him to set the table instead of me because I was too weak. And, you know, God wouldn't give his strongest soldiers any battles they couldn't handle.
Oh my God.
I'm trying so hard not to spit out my drink. Oh my God. Okay.
This is a nice place you have.
Harry commented. It really is, Dean Thomas said intelligently. Harry grinned with pride.
Harry?
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, I grinned with pride. Thank you. I live by John 15:19, of course, but I do try to keep it tidy.
If you were of the world would love his own, but because ye are not of the world, but I have chosen you out of the world, therefore the world hateth you. Oh, wow.
It felt like baby, like gibberish. Like,
if you were of the world, but because you're not of the world, but I have chosen.
Hey, can you do a baby impression?
Give it a guy with a good with it.
Oh my God. You sound like an engine that's not starting up right. Man, my motor won't start.
That is like that was such a roast. It sounds like Oh my God.
Oh my God.
Harry, Dean Thomas, and Hermione nodded knowingly. In a few minutes, they were all seated at the table while Hagrid passed out his famous chocolate chip cookies. They munched on the delicious morsels as Hagrid poured the tea.
How is it famous if we haven't heard about it until this moment?
I don't know.
Don't worry about it.
How's school going? Hagrid asked.
Quite well,
Harry replied. Just then the timer buzzed. More cookies!
More cookies!
The little ones cried in delight as Hagrid got up to get them. While Hagrid was getting the cookies, Harry's eyes fell on a newspaper Hagrid had left open. The headline on the front page read, Voldemort! Oh, Jesus. I cannot do a whole paragraph. It's goofy.
You got to. You have to.
I'm so excited.
Water. I don't think I can.
You can do it. Lauren, look at me.
Yeah.
I believe in you.
Okay. Let me get into it. Oh gosh. All right. I'm centered.
My soul.
Well, would you look at that? Dean Thomas murmured observantly, picking up the paper and scanning it. As he read, he whispered the article's terrible words. Voldemort was spotted by several students yesterday at Hogwarts School of Prayers and Miracles. This is the man who tried to put a bill through Congress to stop Christians from practicing their beliefs. If passed, homeschooling will be illegal. Christians will be put in jail, maybe even killed, unless they say the Bible says that Voldemort wants it to say, saying Merry Christmas or hanging up the 10 Commandments. Gosh, we'll put you in a re-education program here.
Take a drink.
I needed to get through all that.
Proud of you. It's 2 drinks.
I did 2 sips and then I ate a mint leaf. When Dean Thomas was finished, Hermione burst into tears because she's a woman. Harry gave her hair an innocent, friendly pat, but he's grooming her for more down the road.
Stop it!
I'm reading between the lines.
Oh my god. How can anyone be so angry at God?
Hermione sobbed.
I don't know,
Harry declared tentatively.
He's a terrible person.
Dean Thomas nodded sagely and muttered to himself in disgust. Firstly, try to change the Pledge of Allegiance. Please. Okay, hold on. First, they try to change the Pledge of Allegiance. Now, they don't want us to be Christians. Next, they'll be killing us all. It's a bad time to be a true Christian in America. Gosh.
Drink twice.
Why do I get the bigot?
You did ask for Teen Thomas, unfortunately.
I didn't read. Ronald sat in guilty silence as he watched his friends fearing for the future. He was beginning to wonder just what sort of hat it was that he had chosen. Wow. No more blessings.
Indeed.
No, we didn't get a blessing.
Oh, there's blessings on this one. It's okay.
Oh my god.
Let's get this bread, kids.
I'm gonna pass out.
I have a bagel in my fridge. I could get that after this. That'll be
I'm watching Dobby.
Oh my god.
Like puppet videos.
Huh?
Once upon a time, 11 years ago.
Hello, friends. This writing class is going quite well, and I stayed after this time to talk to the teacher about my little story, which he has been so kind about helping me with. He has had lots of very helpful suggestions, and I truly think that I have been guided to this class by a greater purpose than my own. Another thing that I have gotten many messages about the Slytherins. People are saying that somehow this means I hate Catholics. Friends, I do not hate Catholics at all. All I want is for Catholics and everybody else to go to heaven and be happy with God.
I just love it. You keep saying Catholic, just the Catholics.
Catholics. Do you want to know who truly hates Catholics? The so-called Catholic Church. Ironic, but think about it. Why else would they lie to Catholics about salvation? And did you know that their leader is a socialist? It seems like a certain someone doesn't know much about the Bible or the Constitution. And what about, oh my God, and what about there only being one God and no others? So if any Catholics are reading this, I am asking you this in love. Consider which is more important, your so-called religion or the truth, capital T.
Sounds like she hates Catholics. I mean,
I think she
might not like Catholics.
I think she hates Catholics.
True.
Catholics.
Also, why would the Pope know about the Constitution?
Yeah. Well, he does know a lot of things. He is the Pope.
But he's
maybe not specific.
Like,
true.
He doesn't subscribe to that law.
True.
I'm gonna take a melatonin because I'm feeling risky.
Do not take a melatonin right now.
We have 4 chapters left, Lauren, please. You can take a melatonin during chapter 13. Have you already taken it?
No.
Lauren! No. Lauren, no. Down, girl.
She's just gonna sniff it. No! Lauren! No!
Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god.
Ashley is babysitting her 2 elder children.
Why I didn't realize by being producer, I didn't realize a year and a half ago when Sydney pitched this project to me that being a producer would mean babysitting 2 drunk adult women on the internet on a Saturday night.
Wee!
For the record, right now, Sydney has her hands above her head like she's on a roller coaster, and Lauren is shaking her bottle of melatonin around like it's a rattle.
I'm so excited.
Harry, Hermione, Dean Thomas, and Ronald all walked solemnly back to the main campus. They could hardly believe what they had just read. Voldemort on their campus? What would they do if they ran into him? They quickly went to their dorms and got to sleep. The next morning, the 4 little ones sat together for breakfast. The spread day was truly delicious. Fluffy scrambled eggs, crispy bacon, home fries, grits, waffles, apples, orange juice, and iced tea. Truly, the blessings today were abundant.
Drink.
Before I say my line, I hate to say it again, NPR jump scared me and started again. And I was like, why does this keep happening to me? Like, I just get the super calming voice of, and welcome back to NPR. And I'm like, no, I didn't want to be here. Okay. I still can't believe Voldemort has been seen on our own campus.
Back up from the mic, please. The mic is in your mouth. Please.
I still can't believe Voldemort has been seen on our own campus.
Harry whispered after swallowing a bite of bacon. Dean Thomas commented perceptibly. I'm scared, Hermione murmured and fidgeted with her fork. What if he tries to kill Harry? Why?
Why would he kill Harry?
She's in love.
He's the most recent convert, so...
Yeah.
That's how it works.
I guess. It will be fine.
Harry
stop
declared
making out with your melatonin.
Sydney, quit making out with the mic.
We're gonna have to put a headphone warning at the beginning of this.
I'm gonna edit all of that out. Harry declared boldly.
Come on!
Just the ones where you scream.
I don't scream.
Harry declared boldly. I have an American Girl doll teeth.
Hold on, I'm gonna give my best impression of American Girl dolls.
You dead, Lauren? Oh my god!
I hate that.
Anyways, Harry declared boldly, and then gave her hand a reassuring squeeze, and then they both blushed. Oh, it's Draco. It's you, babe.
Oh fuck! I forgot about him. What are you four gossiping about?
A voice said. It was smug, and it came from behind them. Harry turned around and he saw Draco standing behind him. Draco's hands were folded and rested on his stomach. Behind him stood two other young men, dressed the same as Draco. Tan pants, brown sweater vest, and a white button-up shirt.
Oh my god. Is this meant to be...
Crab and Goyle?
Yeah.
Not just that. I think I clicked what Slytherin's quote-unquote Christian religion is supposed to be. No! The brown pants?
Oh, I don't know.
No, they're Hufflepuff.
They're Hufflepuff?
Draco's in Hufflepuff.
No, Draco's
Ron is in
Ravenclaw.
Slytherin.
That's right.
Luna's
you're right.
in
You're
Hufflepuff.
Right. Luna's in Hufflepuff. Draco's in Ravenclaw. Ron is in Slytherin. Harry's in Gryffindor. Okay. Oh my god. You think they're Mormon?
I don't think they're Mormon. We're just discussing something we read in the newspaper.
Harry said friendlily.
Would you like to join us?
Draco chortled pompously.
I think not. You may be comfortable dining with women outside of your family, but I am not. I know that I am better than women. Why would I want to talk to one? Insane.
Okay, so he's not Mormon. I don't know what he is. Harry gritted his teeth. He had enough of this so-called feminists these days call everything sexist. A man respecting his woman and providing her and giving her the children and home that she truly desires is called woman-hating. Such silliness can make us forget what real sexism looks like. The truth is, women are just as smart and God made us as their equals. But equal does not mean the same. And when we treat men and women as being the same and tell women to go to work all day and forget about their true calling as a wife and mother, then that is the real woman hating. And then there are people like Draco who think that God messed up and made women worse than men, and neither is okay. Oh my God. See, I'm glad I'm not reading in my real voice, because someone would clip that.
Breaking news! Podcast producer
That is a mean thing to say.
Sydney, holy shit.
I've been doing this whole time. You're just now noticing this? That is a mean thing to say.
Here we go. Harry,
Lauren, stop making out with your melatonin.
I'm just eating it.
No, Lauren, don't eat it.
And he banged his fist on the table so hard that the plates bounced. Mr. Snape looked over there in their direction, and he saw the commotion that was going on at that moment. He was dressed very dapperly today in a freshly pressed dress shirt and practical pants that complemented his long, muscular legs perfectly. Above the top button of his shirt was a hint of that thick carpet underneath was visible. He carried with him a bag. He carried with him a big, heavy King James version of the Bible as he sauntered across the cafeteria.
Grace Ann, you can't put these images in my mind.
Grace Ann, baby.
What exactly is going on here?
He questioned, folding his arms over his big, broad, hairy chest.
Nothing.
Draco muttered in the embarrassed voice of one who knows he has done wrong, but Harry boldly and honestly retorted,
Draco's been a bully to the ladies.
Wait,
with a gasp. Greg? Who's Greg?
Greg?
Wait, is Snape first name Greg in this?
Who's Greg?
I think Snape's first name might be Greg.
Greg Snape. Gregory Snape.
With a gasp, Greg covered his... Do you think her husband's name is Greg?
Oh, that's a take. Greg and Grace?
Grace Ann. Get it right.
God.
My bad.
Do you think they named all of their children with G names? Like the Duggars?
I hope so.
Oof.
With a gasp, Greg covered his mouth with his delicate, long-fingered hands. Detention, Draco! Oh, sorry. My bad.
Oh, you're good.
I got into it.
Detention, Draco. We, as Christians, must be respectful of women and treat them with the gentleness they deserve as our mothers and sisters and daughters.
Drink.
Mr. Snape. Mr. Snape grabbed Draco's wrist and led him out of the cafeteria. Harry smiled holily at the sanctimonious fool.
Yes.
Draco shook his fist.
I get to say it. I'll get you for this, Potter. Tonight, after dinner, in the courtyard, we will have a parade-off.
Lessons.
I just realized while we were reading this, I don't think we told people what the drinking game was for part 2.
We absolutely did not. Hey, listeners, if you are confused on why we keep saying drink, go listen to part 1. We're not telling you now.
Go listen to part 1. We can't tell you now. We're too embarrassed.
We're professionals. Don't worry about it.
This chapter is weirdly short and spaced out.
It is weirdly short and spaced out, and it's also only known as Chapter 12. Here's the author's note.
Whose turn is it? Oh,
it's my turn. It's my turn, my lovely. Hello, friends. I had this chapter all ready to go a week ago after class last Saturday. But then, of course, things got in the way, as they always seem to. But now that things have slightly settled down for Parsons, I thought we could finally post this. The campus was dark when Harry, Hermione, Dean Thomas, and Ronald walked out of their dormitories. It was completely silent because all the other little ones were asleep. Bright shining stars twinkled improvingly at the righteous young Christian trio. Drink. Also, she can't count. There's 4.
Screw you, Ron.
Screw you, Ron. Yeah. She can't count.
I'm nervous.
Ronald uttered shakily.
Isn't this against the rules?
Harry, Dean Thomas, and Hermione exchanged a knowing look. It wasn't Ronald's fault. It was just how he had been raised. Southernhats do not usually question authority. They think they just need to do what the head Slytherin hats tell them to do. They never think about maybe the Lord's work is important. This is the Lord's work, Harry explained patiently. This is more important.
I know that's right.
Dean Thomas said wisely. Not a single word was mispronounced. He addressed quite respectfully for the occasion. His face was scrubbed quite clean, and Mommy would be proud to have him for a son.
Aw.
Any mommy. Ronald murmured wonderingly. He had never thought that anything could be more important than following the rules, not even the Lord's work. Ronald was starting to ask the big questions. Questions which just might lead him to salvation. Just think what would have happened if Harry had not known the love and sin and not the sinner. Just then, Draco stepped out from behind a tree. He was wearing yet another sweater vest, and he was so profoundly sporting a Ravenclaw hat.
Well, Potter.
Draco drawled smugly.
Looks like you came to the payoff after all.
That's right, Harry answered courageously.
Well then.
Draco grinned self-righteously.
Let's pray.
Harry and Draco got down to their knees and raised their hands to the sky.
I'll go first because God loves me best.
Draco declared confidently. With that, he shouted,
If you agree with me that women are stupid and Potter is wrong, please strike him down where he kneels.
Dean Thomas and Ronald gasped. Hermione began to cry, but Harry did not flinch. He was a man of the Lord. Draco grinned viciously as he looked at the sky for a bolt of lightning, but none came. His eyes widened and his jaw dropped, and he began to cry. Now it was Harry's turn to pray. He raised his hands far higher than Draco's had been, and he screamed in a voice far louder than Draco's had been. Dear Lord, if you agree with me that women are just as good as men, but just different, please. For a second, he thought about asking for Draco to be struck down, but then he was overcome with mercy. please make him a Gryffindor hat. In that moment, the hat on Draco's head changed into a red and yellow, one with a line on it, and the tears rolling down his face were not sad tears. They were happy tears. A crowd of onlookers burst into applause, but Harry did not notice all the cheering students and teachers. He was bathing in the love of the Lord. Author's note. Blessings.
Is Harry a prophet?
That was a good one.
Prophet!
The chapter's getting shorter and shorter.
Thank God they are, because I'm ready to go to bed.
That was a good one. 2 left, kids. Power through,
Let's go!
Chapter 13, A Visit to Hogwarts. Author's note. Hello, friends. Many of you have notified me about the typo in the last chapter. Oops. I was feeling so confident in my newfound writing skills last class, and I didn't think I needed to ask the teacher to full proofread. Once again, oops. I guess this just goes to show that Proverbs 16:18 applies to us all.
Pride goeth before destruction, and a haughty spirit before a fall.
Thank you. And that, friends, is why this chapter is so late going up. I waited to post until Greg, had a chance to look over it in detail. He says I'm wait. The scandal.
Greg is her teacher. Okay, I was low-key hoping this would happen. I'm so excited.
Okay, this is absolutely
He's
a troll.
her teacher.
But I love it. He says I am definitely improving, but he did still have some suggestions. Hope y'all enjoy. Oh my god, there's tea.
So excited.
The cheering crowd converged on the 2 righteous boys. They were led by Dean Thomas, Hermione, and Ronald. Hermione reached Harry first. Joyful tears were streaming down her face, and her lacy pink skirt was swirled around her legs. When she reached Harry, she wrapped her delicate arms around him in a chaste hug.
So scared.
She whispered tearfully. Harry pulled away and patted her reassuringly. He told her,
There's nothing to be afraid of. Not when we are on the side of the righteousness.
That was so creepy. Hermione grinned admiringly. She exclaimed,
You're so brave.
Harry smiled humbly and blushed and rubbed the back of his neck like a shy schoolboy. He didn't know why, but he felt so different around her than other people. Perhaps it was because she was so godly. But Harry felt that it might be more than admiration that she felt. What was the word? He could not quite put his finger on it. Dean Thomas stepped forward and gave him a very polite handshake. Amazing job out there, he commented intelligently. Harry smiled humbly.
It was just the work of a power greater than my own.
Dean Thomas shook his head in admiration at how humble Harry was being. Truly, a light was shining in this little one. Ronald was next in line. Tears were streaming down his face, and his nose was running down to his chin. He wiped his face with a big freckled hand. He stuck out the other one for Harry to shake. Harry generously returned the action.
It was amazing.
Ronald sobbed honestly.
How do I be as holy as you?
Harry, Dean Thomas, and Hermione exchanged a knowing look.
Maybe.
They suggested.
It has something to do with the hat on your head.
Dang.
Ronald got a thoughtful look on his face. His many siblings that were too many for 2 parents to care for did not like the look of that. Altogether, they walked over and grabbed Ronald and pulled him away. Harry, Dean Thomas, and Hermione were sad, but they hoped in their hearts that their words of truth would plant seed and grow. But before they could think too much about it, a car could look. It did not look like the car a busy mommy or daddy would have. No, this is a small so-called eco-friendly car.
Oh my God.
I drive one of those.
Same here. Mine's a hybrid, though.
Harry, Dean Thomas, and Hermione looked at it suspiciously. They did not know who would come out of it, but they got the feeling it would not be someone good. The car stopped. The door opened. A man stepped out. He was tall and pale skin. He was a younger man with only a thin layer of hair hidden beneath his shirt. He was wearing a t-shirt and sweatpants and sneakers. No one seemed to take much notice of him, but then the Reverend's wife stepped onto the scene. She screamed. She fainted like a woman. At the sound of her cry for help, the Reverend Dumbledore came running to the rescue. So many so-called pro-women's rights people think that Ephesians 5:22 through 25 is just about wives being submissive.
Wives, submit unto your own husbands as unto the Lord, for the husband is the head of the wife, even as Christ is the head of the church, and he is the savior of the body. Therefore, as the church is subject unto Christ, so let the wives be to their own husbands in everything. Husbands, love your wives, even as Christ also loved the church and gave himself for it.
What they don't talk about is that it also tells husbands to sacrifice for their wives. Wow, does that sound oppressive? Fuckers? When he saw the man who had gotten out of the car, he stopped and gasped, and then he shouted,
"Oh," I shouted, "Stand back, students. This is Voldemort himself."
Blessings!
Lessons.
Last one, gamers.
Oh,
how are we going to beat
so
up
long.
Voldemort?
Okay, who's reading as Voldemort? Lauren, do you want Voldemort? You don't have very many speaking parts. I feel like Voldemort's going to be a big role here.
Whatever y'all want.
You
How does he even sound? I could try my impression.
You should make him sound like a weed California bro.
Yeah, you should. That makes sense. Because all Southerners are afraid of the California people.
Harry Potter. Sorry. Harry Potter, dude.
The boy who left?
Oh my god.
Crazy.
The boy who lived. Fuck.
Oh my god. I'm devastated. I knew this was the end, but I'm still devastated.
Let's go, gamers.
Note. Hello, friends. I have some news. And I know that it might be disappointing to the mommies out there. My husband and I had a very long talk last night, and he doesn't think that posting my writing online and going to classes is a good idea for our family. It was a hard decision for me to accept, but he does know best. I want to thank all of the many righteous believers who have supported me in this little mission of mine. And I hope that this last chapter ties up the loose ends as best as one can. As one chapter can.
But I'm so sad.
I'm devastated.
It was because her husband sensed the sexual, her husband sensed that there was sexual tension between her and Greg.
Oh, for sure.
100%.
Damn. Pug.
I knew this was the end. I'm still so sad this is how it ends.
I know.
Yeah.
Harry gasped, and Dean Thomas gasped too, and Hermione burst into tears as Voldemort ambled through the parking lot. The enormous crowd of righteous students were nervous, but they still stood boldly in the face of such horrifying evil. Dumbledore stood in front of them protectively and manfully. Harry looked at the depraved man walking toward him, and he thought of all the lies that he must have been told by evolutionists and feminists all his life, and he thought of the empty, meaningless depravedness that he would have to distract him from that missing love in his life. And he thought of how one day he would die, and that there would be no happy heaven for him, only the flames of hell. I know.
Good Lord.
Harry wondered how anyone could be so stupid. Who would want hell more than heaven? It made Harry so angry. Voldemort stopped walking when he was in front of the Reverend Dumbledore. He arrogantly nodded and said,
Hey, my name's Tom Riddle, and I'm here to visit my cousin. Which way to the guy's dorm?
Enough of your lies. Sorry, I forgot how he sounded. Let me try that again.
You're good.
Curio shop.
Yep. Welcome to Curio Shop. Enough of your lies.
Dumbledore exclaimed bravely.
We know who you are.
Voldemort blinked stupidly, and then he uttered childishly.
Sorry, what?
Dumbledore smiled smartly.
You're pretending to be dumb, I see. Well, I'm not stupid. We know all about how much you hate Christians. That's a drink.
What? No, man, I don't hate Christians.
Voldemort lied dishonestly.
What are you even talking about, man?
You're still pretending to be dumb.
The Reverend pointed out truthfully.
We know all about your plot to legalize Christianity, Voldemort.
Damn.
Voldemort blinked stupidly again and questioned evilly.
Wait, is this about my Reddit account or something? That is a real line.
Is that what you call your godless coven?
Dumbledore queried knowingly.
Well, yes. I have indeed seen your so-called Reddit account. And just try to deny your hatred of Christianity when you post things like this. Christians all suck. Their religion is stupid and should be illegal. I will be brought to Congress and tell them to make a law.
Harry Potter laughed intelligently because Voldemort did not even understand proper spelling and grammar.
Dude, that was a joke.
Voldemort retorted unintelligently.
That'll count as a joke. I mean, Voldemort the righteous skeptic.
He laughed with the nervousness of one who knows he is damned.
Oh, of course you're not supposed to take it seriously.
Do you think religion is a laughing matter, young man?
Dumbledore demanded righteously.
Well, it is not. What sort of joke is trying to outlaw religion?
Of course I don't actually want to outlaw religion.
Voldemort uttered deceptively.
That would be ridiculous. I just got pissed off by the ridiculous straw man some Christians have made out of atheism. So whenever I see someone ranting about how depraved and evil we non-believers are, I reply with something like that. You know, taking that stereotype to an extreme to point out how ridiculous it is or whatever, man.
Is Voldemort hitting, blinks as he's talking?
Yes.
Also, a small but vocal minority of atheists exists that stereotypes and mocks anyone who disagrees with them. They can be just as hateful as people think we are, and that does real damage. They bug me as much as the straw man arguments do, and they give those arguments credibility. So that's a good one. So I do the same thing to them, replying with an extreme version of what they said to highlight the absurdity of it. You get me, man?
So you're making fun of atheism?
Dumbledore interrogated shrewdly.
My bad, I'm too high to understand when there are dialogue tags. No, I am an atheist, dude.
Voldemort explained sinfully.
I'm just as I thought.
Dumbledore smiled wisely, and he smiled holily in satisfaction that the Lord had worked through him.
God. Oh my God.
I
know. We have been preparing for this day. Oh my God. We have been preparing for this day, and we have been preparing for it for a long time. Students.
The holy little one stood at attention.
Convert him.
Dumbledore commanded bravely, and all at once the students began to shout.
You have been tricked by the lie. Oh, sorry. I thought this was the unanimous line. You got no. It's Harry shrieked knowingly. It's everybody. I think.
No, we all have our own line.
Oh, sorry. You deserve to burn in hell. Come over here.
Dean Thomas screeched articulately.
Oh, you debate me on religion.
I'm just so upset that you don't accept the Bible. Hermione sobbed femininely. The Bible is the best book ever. Why can't you just respect that?
This is insane. I'm a Gryffindor hat now.
Draco yelled boldly with the inspiring zeal that so many newcomers to the faith have.
Do you hate me now? Oh shit, sorry.
He got double converted.
Do you hate me now? Oh my God. Do you hate me now? It's fine. Potter. Okay. Do you hate me now? I bet you do.
Voldemort covered his ears with the discomfort that heathens often find themselves when they are confronted with the truth, and he shouted loudly to drown out the word of the Lord.
You've been prepared. You've been preparing to do this? To scream at me? Sorry, I'm trying to find the place. I lost it. It's okay, man. I'm smoking a doobie. Blowing a fatty ghost right now.
Lauren, who has never smoked a day in her life.
Here we go. It is the work of the Lord.
Dumbledore explained accurately.
Aren't there better ways to spend your time than preaching to a bored idiot who makes fun of people on the internet?
Voldemort questioned hedonistically.
Your lord seemed to be pretty concerned about helping the people around him. Is that not his work anymore or whatever? How come we can focus on helping people when there are people like you trying to destroy us?
Dumbledore countered astutely.
And I told you before, man, that Reddit account is a joke.
Voldemort whined pathetically. Oh, but the Reverend shook his head. Down there.
I thought that might be so at first.
The Reverend commented fairly.
But it's just too realistic. Realistic?
Voldemort inquired uninformedly.
Wasn't even subtle. I waxed poetic about the sexiness of neckbeards and said that Christopher Hitchens has superpowers. It was supposed to be fucking funny, man. How could you not take it seriously? Or sorry, how could you take it seriously? Fuck, I'm high.
Dumbledore scoffed, and he replied faithfully.
Oh. Sorry, I was falling asleep for a second there. I'll be completely real with y'all.
Oh my God.
Like it or not, your little joke is what most atheists today are like. So my Reddit account solidified your conception of atheists as a bunch of anti-Christian bigots who are just angry at God.
Voldemort solicited stupidly, and then he's sad.
Okay. You know what? This has gone too far. I'm sure that most people can tell that I'm not being serious, but if I'm contributing to misinformation and stereotypes, I don't feel comfortable continuing this.
Voldemort pulled an iPhone out of his pocket, and he began to tap on it. After a few minutes, he showed the screen to Dumbledore.
See this? I just made a post. I am a troll. I think that's the author admitting that they're a troll, whatever. Yeah. It is the last post I will make on that account. Are you fucking happy?
Dumbledore virtuously ignored the heretic, and then he turned to the little one standing behind his protection.
Students of Hogwarts, this fool will not listen to reason. Let's save this heathen soul. Damn.
All the little ones got down on their knees, and they raised their hands to the sky, and they screamed to the heavens in the voices of those who knew they were doing great work. Lord, please make Voldemort a Gryffindor hat. Voldemort sighed wickedly, and he shook his head godlessly, and then he walked away depravedly. But even as the fornicating, drug-addicted evolutionist disappeared into the distance, the righteous little ones continued to pray. They knew that if they screamed loud enough, they could change the world.
Blessings. That's it.
That might be the first fanfiction we've read that has a real ending.
True.
That's impressive.
My Immortal did not have one.
My Immortal just ended. My Immortal ended with the troll chapter, and oh my god, what was the other one that we read? Josh Hutcherson, Trapped in an Island, did not.
Yeah, Trapped on an Island.
That's right.
Left us on a cliffhanger. Well, with that, I think it's time for us to log out for the evening. And ladies, did you enjoy? Did you enjoy tonight? Did you have fun?
She converted me. I'm down. I love it. I hope that she goes back to writing fanfiction one day.
Mm-hmm.
I'm honestly very invested in this Greg supply. And I kind of hope she cheats on her husband. He sounds like a controlling asshole.
I mean, I had fun reading this. I thought the content was kind of funny, just like the whole idea of someone trying to rewrite Harry Potter to be Christian, but then not include any of the plot points from Harry Potter.
Mm-hmm. I love it.
It's very, very funny. So, yeah, that was very silly and goofy, and I enjoyed it. I had a lot of fun.
Amazing.
And with that, guys, that is us concluding Hogwarts School of Prayers and Miracles. Thank you guys so much for tuning in and for listening. You can find us on our social medias, which is going to be Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, Reddit, Fable soon, because we are creating a book club there where you can actually see us update books that we're reading in real time. And if you want to read along with us, just let me know. But you can follow us there at the RPH Podcast. You can send us book recs to our email at raunchypowerhour@gmail.com or the link in our bio in any of our socials. Next week, we should be reading an actual book. Not announced yet what we're going to be doing there, but you'll see. But join us when we eventually do put that out. And you know what, guys? I hope you stay... What?
For the month of queer, it's going to be June. For the month of June,
it's going to be a queer book. By the way, guys, for the month of queers, it's going to be a gay book.
Slay.
It's going to be an LGBT read. We just don't know which one yet.
I love that. The month of queers. Okay, guys, we're going to go sleep off this alcohol now. And thank you for joining in with us. And good night to all of you sexy sinners.